So since everyone on here is a facilitator, you know, in the art of war, in the second chapter, the first chapter is called the sheathed sword. And it says that the absolute supreme general is an unsung hero because no one will ever hear of them, because they always defeat the enemy or arrange things so there never has to be a battle. The second chapter says that the successful general is up all night before the great battle, running over the plans and studying the battlefield, and then the day of the battle is willing to throw all of that away and just move with what opportunities arrive, whereas the unsuccessful general doesn't even think of the battle at all the day before. And so I have studied a lot, and I have a pretty deep toolkit. I have been exposed to a lot of different technique approaches, not just NVC, but in a lot of different realms. And one of the things I've done as I pursue a teaching is I suspend all doubt, and I just totally immerse myself in it as if it was absolutely true. Because I trust that when I come out the other side, stuff that doesn't fit, stuff that doesn't apply will just fall away, and I'll retain whatever essence is appropriate for me and whatever the experience is. And I think that allows me to really gain insight into where different systems, approaches, philosophies, teaching techniques are coming from. And then the third thing, so that's how I build up my toolkit. And a lot of it's just practice and a lot of reading. I don't do so much reading anymore now because stuff is the same, only different. You know, it says the same thing, only in different words. That's how I experience a lot of stuff now. The third thing I do, and this is the secret, is, and it comes out of my Tai Chi, is I align my spine so head and earth are connected. And I go into silence, and I listen deeply to the silence. And then when the silence is broken, whatever emerges, I just trust it and give it voice. And that's how that's how I'm spontaneous and effective at the same time. Right there is listening to silence. And it's, I like, and maybe many, I don't know if any of you have been in classes where I talk about the foundation of empathy, of communication begins in silence, so that we are open and receptive to what is. But anyhow, those are my trade secrets. Mm-hmm. The listening to the silence and just acting took me a long time to trust, because my mind is there. Oh, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? What if you blow it? Oh my God, I don't, And so I would try it in small ways initially and be pretty timid about it. Oh, that worked out okay. And then I got to the point where right now I really totally trust it. But that just didn't happen overnight, and it's not an intellectual thought that says you should trust it or you do trust it. It's a spirit that dwells in my being that I can't really describe in words. So anyhow, those are my trade secrets right there. So I'm feeling pretty complete. I think we could since it's a shorter call, I think we could drop off earlier. I have a poem in mind for the ending, so I thought maybe just see what else, anything else anyone wants to share, and then I'll go into poetry.
Well, I'll say that this experience, I started to say topic, but this experience of love has been spot on for where I am in life right today. Like a lot of things have been coming, and all of a sudden here today. And the image of a bath, a lavender bath, and the source of love those are things I'm really taking away from it that I'm very grateful for. David, thank you.
Yeah, I want to echo that perfection of a larger theme in my life right now too. So, you know, again, David, just your ability to listen to and trust in the silence, such depth and presence of each person who's participating, and I just can really feel your. Oh, it doesn't. I know you talk about, you know, building the trust and the skills and the toolkits, but to me it feels more like an innate part of who you are as well, that you can be in both the void and the form and really dance with them both, you know, in a meditation, in an hour and a half call, in a conversation, in a mediation, all of it. And I'm just really grateful for that and for you.
Well, thank you. And I think that's well taken, because I love form. I just don't attach to it.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's really fun to play with. In fact, this is the latest form that I've been working with.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
So
Very cool.
Wow. Oh, I feel, yeah, very much that it was needed, time to pause and sit down and in company. I feel safe and more than safe, relaxed, very relaxed. The best word. I am very relaxed.
right.
There's one couple things you said that I'm like, I want to remember, and of course I don't. Oh well.
I'll send out a recording. You can listen again if you want.
Cool. Yeah, it was in the part where you were talking about your trade secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I'm more tired than I thought I was.
Yeah, I'm glad those trade secrets are recorded, Dave.
Now we can we blackmail you?
Oh man, you could seduce me.
That works.
Yeah, and I feel very, very grateful and honored to be part of this time together.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, so I just really am touched. Have really enjoyed this evening, and I'm glad I decided to do it. 2 weeks ago, out of the blue, I have a rapport. I have a living relationship with each of the three of you, so it's just really sweet to see you on my computer screen and to hear your voices. So this poem I'd like to dedicate to us tonight who are on this call. And Carlene, my choice of this poem was really inspired by the blog that you wrote, the recent one where you talked about Sarah's workshop and stuff. And you may have heard it before, and just to make it a little sweeter, this is a poem. When I first wrote it, I thought, that's not bad. And it sat on the shelf for 10 years. And it was just kind of like one of my poems. And then I looked at it again after I'd been studying NVC, and I was like, wow, this is pretty good. And now it's one I recite pretty often. So I didn't realize at the time that I wrote it how in love with it I would become. So here we are.